What's up, y'all? This is Curious One, and we're kicking it at the ugly table. Uh, I decided that I'm going to go ahead and open the Baroness with the Cobra Coil. Had this figure for a while. I managed to get it during the Target Summer Shit Show. And as much as I want to talk, as much as Target frustrated me with this thing um, and the previous release, I am extremely happy that they did do the Summer Shit Show because I was able to pick up all the figures that I wanted uh, from their Cobra Island, except for the Breaker, which I'm really sad about because I actually did own Breaker and the Ram Cycle as a kid. I would have really liked to pick that figure up, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to do that later on. Now, I have had this figure for a while. I know it's been out for a very long time. I know all my favorite reviewers have already done videos on it. And you've probably seen it a dozen times. But I uh, haven't done any videos for a while, and I remember that I did actually really like doing them, so I'm going to try to start doing them again. Uh, Hopefully, it'll be as fun as I remembered it being. Um, Now, I do always try to shoot my videos just in one long stream. Occasionally, I do cut and paste or paste them together um, because I accidentally hit stop instead of pause. But the video editor that I typically use has decided that it's going to turn all of my videos into Minecraft. So, again, I'm going to try to do everything in one shot. Uh, So if I misspeak or I miss something, understand it's because I'm just doing everything all in one shot, and I've been drinking. All right. Oh, by the way, this my channel is not for underage kids. So if you're underage, either go ahead and turn this video off or ask your parents. I curse, I drink, I smoke, and sometimes I make inappropriate comments. So ask your parents first before you watch this video. YouTube is not your mommy or your daddy. The government's not your mommy or your daddy, so ask your parents, all right? So I was hoping, when I missed out on it the first time, I was hoping that they would actually re-release the Baroness exactly as she is with the accessories that she has, but without the motorcycle as a regular figure release. I could have done out. I could have done without the motorcycle, the phase plasma rifles, and the helmet, uh, and I would have been really happy with the smaller price. You know what I mean? They did kind of do that with the movie figure, but the movie figure is not the exact same figure. So I was really happy when they re-released it. The motorcycle, I'm not that into, but then when I got it in my hands, I was like, oh, it's kind of cool. But then I started looking at it, and I was like, it's a little out of scale. It looks way too big for this figure, but we shall see. So on the front, you're going to have the warning, don't eat this, for children +4. You got the Cobra Island, G.I. Joe Classified Series. You got the Baroness with the Cobra Coil. Got the Hasbro down there in the right corner. Got some pretty nice cartoonish art on the right, and a partial Cobra symbol. It looks like the art wraps around the right side. So yes, it does wrap around the side. You got a Cobra symbol in the back here. And I gotta say, this is a very, very nice depiction of the Baroness. It is still a cartoonish depiction of her, not very realistic. Um, I don't watch hentai. In fact, I think it's pretty weird, to be honest with you. But I gotta say, this is a very sexy looking Baroness. On top of that, it does depict everything that I think of when I think of the Baroness. Very sexy, almost ninja-like, super spy who runs guns, technology, and maybe even a little drugs. You know what I mean? Very nice art. I do really dig it. It's not realistic. It's got a cartoonish feel to it, but I do really enjoy the art. So on the back, we got the Cobra Island. On the smaller packs, you get 2 locations that are zoomed in. On this one, because it's bigger, you have 3 locations that are zoomed in. Down in this corner, you got the Cobra Island. In this corner, you got the Hasbro. You got attention in some language that I cannot read. Got a small G.I. Joe down there with some other stuff. Down here in the bottom, you got Made in China. I really do wish that we could move where we're making all these figures, because we're dumping a lot of money into their economy, and I would rather we didn't do that. I would like it if we could move it back to maybe Taiwan or South Korea, hell, maybe even Mexico. If we give them some jobs in Mexico, maybe they'll stop jumping the border coming over here. Now, I can say that stuff because I do have Mexican heritage. My father is Mexican, but I am an American national, not a Mexican national or Mexico national. You know what I mean? So I would prefer if we didn't have as many illegals in our country as what we do, but that doesn't have anything to do with this figure. So let's get off of that topic, and we'll just continue. All right. So on this side, we got the file card, or what they're calling the file card. This is going to be way too big to fit in with the rest of your file cards if you're saving them. But it is what it is. If you want to know the true meaning of all these icons, each one has an attribute, and you can find out the true meaning for them at the official G.I. Joe website. But I'm just going to go ahead and say that this is Cloak and Dagger, and she's good at picking locks. I'm going to say small arms. She's a super genius, and she's master of disguise. So she's figure 13 of the series. Got a G.I. Joe on the bottom. On the top, we got a continuation of the window so that light can get in there. You can see the figure in the background. You got a Cobra on the left. You got a G.I. Joe Classified series in the middle, and you got a 13 on the top. So on the bottom, it tells you what's in the box in a million different languages. Down here, it says, "Do not feed it to children under 3" in a million different languages. Got a bunch of legalese and stuff like that, some icons, and you got the SKU there if you need it for something. So let's open this girl up and see what's inside. So the first thing that we get out of the box is going to be the insert. Now I say this with all the figures. If you need a makeshift backdrop, or you just want something simple, you need to cover some wires or something like that, you can use the inserts. If you don't want to buy a diorama or make a diorama, or whatever, you can use the inserts in the box. They look pretty good. Now this one, I'm going to say you could definitely use this as a backdrop if you'd like, depending on the size of your shelf and how much you need to cover or whatever. I'm gonna say this is probably big enough for you to put all of your Cobra figures in front of. It's about it's a good size, pretty close probably about 20 inches if you don't count the file card. The backdrop that's in the back is 24 inches. So yeah, I mean, you could definitely use this. It's made out of corrugated cardboard. It's a little thin, but it's a lot thicker than the inserts you get with the other figures. Definitely a lot sturdier and a lot bigger. Very cool. I'm probably gonna keep a hold of this, even though I normally throw away the boxes and stuff. But I'm probably going to keep a hold of this in case it comes in handy sometime. So you might want to as well. So here's the Cobra Coil out of the box, and as you can see, the wheels are actually wide enough to where it can stand on its own, but it does have a kickstand. Where the red has been painted on, it does not match the red plastic. As you can see, it does have a plasticky feel to it. It doesn't have like this is a real thing that you would see rolling down the street, but I bet you know, if you've ever watched like Orange County Customs or something like that, I bet you this is something that could be made. It does seem a little bit big to me. I'm gonna say it's probably more like a 1/10 scale or something like that. We'll see how well the figure fits on it in a minute though. The right handlebar does come separate so that it'll fit into the box. From what I've seen, you're probably going to want to heat up that joint before you try to pop this in. I've heard that it can be difficult, so we'll go ahead and do that. So me being a hardhead, I did try to plug it in without heating it up, and I got to tell you, this ball joint is bigger than the hole. So you really do want to heat that up before you try plugging this in. Handlebars. Whoa. Huh. Did not expect that. That's weird. I guess it is a ball joint, so. But on this side, you're not going to get that movement. But it does actually steer. The instruments are painted and they do have a clear coat. Makes them look pretty good. You're probably not going to get a good view of that. There it looks on the top, from the side, that you've already seen. The shield, got some good black, got some black paint apps, got some silver paint apps. Back here you got some red and some black, some silver. Here's it from the back. There's no treads, but that's fine. It probably helps for it to stand up on its own without the kickstand. Have some paint in the shield. Unfortunately, mine does have some scratches in it. But from a little bit back, you're not going to see that too much. I will say that it could use some washes, and some dry brushing would make it look a lot better. You do have some peg holes down here where you can plug her in on there, and you also have a place where you can rest her feet. You're not going to be able to plug her feet in, but you can rest her feet on those. Wheels do spin. It's a yellow or fluorescent green sticker on that side for some reason. Not on this side. Drop it. So the kickstand does work. Considering the fact that the motorcycle stands up on its own without the kickstand, I would have liked it if there was some way to use it to maybe pop a wheelie, or do an endo, or maybe lean the bike side to side. That would have been cool, but you don't always get what you want. But it's not bad for what it is. You get 2-phase plasma rifles for very futuristic laser guns. They look pretty good. I'll probably keep them just because they can plug into the motorcycle. And from what I've seen on reviews from my favorite channels, she can hold them pretty well. Now, I personally don't like them. I might try to do something, and I'm not saying this gun necessarily. I'm just going to use it as a prop. But let's say you cut off the stock here, drill a hole through this, and find something from maybe a model kit that will fit that hole. Stick that through there, cut it to size, glue it in, and plug that in there. I think I might try to do something like that. So it is kind of a little bit rubbery, but not too much. For what it is, if you like, the futuristic looking stuff like that, I'm sure you'll probably dig these. As you can see, they do plug in there. Now, I'd have to wonder if there would be a chance maybe the front wheel doesn't turn enough to where you would actually end up flattening your tire, or maybe there's some type of mechanism like what they had in the airplanes in World War II, I believe, where they had the machine guns on the side and they were actually firing through the propellers, but the timing was set, supposedly, and or I could be wrong, but the timing was set to where the bullets would actually go through the props and not hit the blades. So maybe they got something set up like that in the computer. I mean, it is Cobra. They do have futuristic technology and stuff, and as you can see, it can rotate on the peg. You'll probably just have to be careful that you don't pop it out of there on accident. Can't remember if I mentioned the fact that this shield actually moves up and down. It could help you with posing the figure on the cycle. Here's let's push it a little bit forward. So there's no, of course, whatever. So here she is out of the box. Unfortunately, she does have the same problem with her ankles that a lot of the classified series figures have, where the detents don't really line up properly for both feet, and in between those two detents, you're either too forward or too backwards, and you got to try to line them up, but there's not quite enough friction to get them to stand up properly. And a lot of the times, if you're trying to get them to stand straight, they end up kind of leaning to one side or the other. But okay. Now the figure looks really good. I do love the sculpt. I like the way the figure looks. The paint apps look fairly good. Nowhere near as bad as what I had with my the original Scarlet. But I mean, yellows are kind of hard to paint. Yeah, the paint apps on that were kind of caca. As far as this goes, they're pretty good on the Cobra's symbols and everything. The only one that I got that's a little bit janky is this one here, but it's not even bad enough to where you can tell from a little bit away. She's got the glasses. They are not removable like the movie figure. If you wanted to, you can remove them, but you're gonna have it looks like you're gonna end up having a channel on either side of her face. On this side it'll be covered, but on this side you're probably gonna be able to see it. So I'm gonna advise you to not do that. Her glasses do look pretty good, a lot better than the ones that came with my movie figure. The ones on On that one, we're a little bit janky. The lens on the right side looks like it's shattered, and the paint apps around the frames weren't very good. But on this, I'm going to say it looks good. She does have long hair, and it's a soft material, so it can get out of the way, but it's still going to inhibit some of your movements. Can get down pretty good, but not up all that well, and you can get it up there, but the hair is going to make it spring back. Okay, so it's also going to get in the way when you try to turn her head in certain poses. You can make it get out of the way, but it's going to make her head want to tilt down on that side. On this side, not quite as much, but still. So I'm going to say that you guys are going to want to try to get her posing facing forward so that her head's not going to look unnatural. But she does have what looks kind of like a knight armor here. As you go down, you got a belt that moves around. Got a nice sheath on this side. It also looks kind of knightish. Got a cobra there, and it does get out of the way. It's sandwiched in between the shoulder and the butterfly joint, so it moves along with the shoulder. You're not going to have any bicep cut, which is a bummer. You do get rotation at the elbow, only a single joint, so you're only going to get to 90, which is a bummer too. And then, as normal with the classified series, all the women, no, this one's actually left-handed. Strange. Am I tripping? Yeah, she's a left-handed. Oh, but she's also got an up and down on the right. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to stick with it. I believe all the women are right-handed and all the men are left-handed for some reason, and that really annoys me. Down here you've got some more knight-looking armor in a gloss paint. Got a little bit of gray in certain places, and then you have some matte black, and some gloss black to break up the look. Down here you got some shoes. She does have a little bit of a heel, but not high heels, which is good because ladies, if you're running around jumping and doing karate kicks and shooting guns and stuff like that, high heels are the last thing that you want. I know they make your calves look nice. I know they make your butt look nice. But you're going to snap an ankle, and it's going to be a shitty day. So don't try doing action stuff in your high heels, please. Got two holsters back here. Really, really nice looking figure. Double jointed knees. Cannot kick herself in the butt, but it's not too bad. You got up, you got down, a lot of down, and as is normal with this series, you're not getting very much up. I think they could have done that better. I really do. And you're going to get some ankle pivots with the forward facing pin. Got some gold app right there on either side. Very, very beautiful. Not too much forward crunch. Ooh. You do get some back though. Now I believe this is a barbell, so I might heat this up and crack it open and see if maybe I can get a little bit more out of that forward without exposing too much of a groove there. it's a possibility. I may try it with all the females in the series, actually, because they don't have very good ab crunch. She does have the leg drop system, like the majority of the figures. She does have a thigh cut, double jointed knees, like I said, but she does not have a boot cut. Now, the other lady figures do. Don't get me used to something and then not deliver every time. You know what I mean? No boot cut, no boot cut, no boot cut. These are ninjas. I need every little bit of articulation out of them that I can get. Very disappointed about those. Okay? Even as much as I do like the figures. Now this is a retro Black Widow body. No boot cuts. Kind of rubbery legs, hard to stand. But that's what I come to. No bicep swivels. Or bicep cuts, I mean. But that's what I've come to expect from Marvel Legend females. I have come to expect boot cuts on all of the classified figures. So please, boot cuts. So we are running long. I'm going to try to speed it up. You're going to get 2 golden pistols. You're going to get a knife with the cobra head. You're going to get a motorcycle helmet. Does kind of look like a snake head. It does look really cool. I do like the Baroness, the way she looks with that head sculpt, so she's probably going to primarily be with that. I'm probably going to display her with these guys, and then the movie figure I'm probably going to put on the cycle. Hopefully she's going to fit properly. I may not do that for this video though, because it is running as long as what it is. So you get the Cobra Coil. It has a laser in its mouth. It can stand up on its own. It does need a little bit of balancing. And you can also put it on her arm. The knife does fit very loose in the sheath, so you're probably going to need to take a little wad of blue tack and stick it in there in the bottom, just like you had to do with the second release of the black on black Snake Eyes. Unfortunately, the first one, it didn't have a hole or it only had half a hole for the knife, so it didn't fit in there. You had to take a pin drill and drill it out, and then on the second one they made it so wide that it just fell out. It's kind of, yeah, that's an annoyance. Then you also get the 2 pistols. These are reused a lot, golden pistols, but in the holsters they don't look too bad. Actually, even outside of the holsters they don't look too bad, as long as you don't look at the barrel. So I'll probably keep those or look for some golden guns on eBay. So if you plug the guns in like this, they fit in there perfectly. They do not fall out. But if you try to put them in there a little bit more realistically, because if you think about it, you try to reach back, how are you going to be grabbing your pistol? You know what I'm saying? They fit in there extremely tight, and they don't fit completely in. So if you want it to be a little bit more realistic, it doesn't fit quite as well as what it will. I suppose you could do it either way. To me, it feels a little bit better like that. Were I to carry a pistol like this, I would have it holstered that way. But to each their own. This is something that I don't like. I wish that ball joint was flesh tone. I didn't notice it with the actual head on, but when I pulled it off, I did notice it. I'm not getting a pop, but I'm going to say that it might be something you're going to have to look out for if you're trying to photograph or something. So I didn't actually get it to snap when I put it on, and now I got a little bit of a bobblehead going on, but it does give you all the articulation that you want. You're going to be able to look up really good, which would probably help while she's trying to ride the motorcycle. Can look all the way down, but I'm going to try to leave that head on her even if I have her on the motorcycle, because I just like the head more, and it's a little bit more of a Baroness look, in my opinion. But if you guys want to use it, you are going to get more articulation out of it. So it's up to you. So you can fudge it, but the pegs, you're not going to be able to peg in the feet down here on the feet guards, or whatever you call them, because this part of the motor here actually keeps you. You would have to bend her shin in order to get her to plug in there. You can place her back this way and have her feet resting on that, and it works. Works either way you want to do it, but all right, guys. So I apologize for going as long as what I did, and I also apologize for kind of rushing. Hopefully I hit everything that I needed to hit. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. If I did, you can go ahead and hit me up down in the comments. Don't be a dick or I'll be a dick back. So here she is next to a Black Series figure, which actually I think would be a really good head for Lady J if the hair wasn't meant to have a helmet over it. If one of y'all can sculpt something like that and mold in, do your thing. I'll buy one off of you if you got them for sale. But here she is next to the movie, Lady J, Scarlet. I did show you her next to a Marvel Legends female body, and I know all these guys are on tiers and stuff, but you can get the idea. So y'all take it easy, try to stay out of trouble. Y'all have a good night. All right, peace.